We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment is what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy.
Never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand.
BoonBoomger this week actually makes proper use of the previous episode's guest appearance by taking in some of that copying of the homework, with our Villainous trio putting in some skin in the game and the Boomgers hitting that slowed roll. Hot off the heels of Go On Red's appearance, Taya's got plagiarism ideas on the brain, especially after seeing Speedor and the rest of the engines. So, what if his BBCs got that AI treatment? Well, we have the perfect candidate in Boom Boom Safari, since it's got googly eyes, as well as Marie, who... Oh, okay, it's upside down. Couldn't see them at first, I was confused. With the AI activated, all that's left is to... wait. I guess? Okay, I mean, usually they learn from all the prompts being fed to them, but I guess they're more visual learners with this AI. Cannonborg, on the other hand, has cooked up something else that's not reliant on AI. Boom Boom Robo Killer, with a controlled changer. Baby steps, but I am still hopeful for those evil Boomgers. So, while Taya delivers ancient 20-year-old cassette tapes. I'm sorry, what? The fuck? 20 years old! We weren't even using cassettes back in 2004. We already had CDs and those were already old since they were out in the mid-90s. And then in 04, we had like shitty MP3 players. 20 years, get the hell out of here with that. Oh yeah, Team Rock this appears. This time, they finna fight for real. Or are they? Because they're fighting with the power of song. Killing the vibe and adding 4 days worth of insomnia to the mix. So, they gonna take advantage of this situation? Well, they took so long that Gemba was able to procure something right out of his ass. And that was an escape route. Though, how they managed to get away with the lack of energy that they had, I'll never know. So, now the Boomgers are hitting that mid-2000s millennial depression phase, with Gemba being the oldest in the crowd, able to tell the difference between self-diagnosed depression and the real deal, and getting in some of that self-determination. With the Boomgers out the way, the villains are free to get distracted by Gemba, who wants some of that space cash, especially if the aliens take over. Well, then human cash would be worthless. So, he's investing in early by procuring the three of them with comforting, yet distracting goods. All to upgrade them up to being the replacement BoonBoomgers. And where there's Boomgers, there's killers right behind them. So, they get the blast. That's right, Gemba reversed the polarity on the Hashirians, making them weak and ready to get wrecked, which is just the call sign for Boom Boom Safari. We got a rumble in the jungle tonight here, folks. The circle of life has come to strike, with Safari taking a front seat, knocking the speaker off Boom Boom Killer. Like how you wish you could do it to those folks out there rocking those Bluetooth speakers in a public area. Fuck those people. If I could take their little jukeboxes and ram them straight with my Easy there, you kinda went off script. Oh, I got a few pet peeves, Zio. And folks forget that headphones exist for a reason. Now, where was I? With Killer we got the head spikes, but Boomger's taking that strike. What's this here? We got some Tai Chi. You ever see a robot take things high key? This is a beatdown of equality, proving this robo ain't no wannabe. So they bring in Safari with the fight of an army. Watch out, Tasmanian devil, this robo's on a whole nother level. So, what's your move this time? Oh, Zio, I think the damage is already done. You heard them pipes with that intro song. So, instead, here's a plate of carbs. I hate you.
Rating time!
This episode took the concept seen in the previous episode and definitely cooked with it, giving us some growth in concept to the Boom Boom cars. The formula was remixed in terms of how the episode flowed with the lack of Monster of the Week, but instead a focus on having our Hashirin trio take the reins in their own way and Genba continuing to shine amongst the rest. So, that is why this episode gets yet another Aba Ranger A! The Boom Boom Robo Killer concept is actually much different than I anticipated, as it was the creation of Cannonborg, so it's more of an empty husk than a proper sentient being. Though this episode did give us the introduction to AI being implemented into the BBCs, which makes me feel that this is just a minor stepping stone into Robo Killer getting its own AI. See, you throw that AI into the mix, along with fleshing out the Boom Boom Killer Changer, because remember, the regular Boom Boom Changer is voiced by Bundrio. What if, now with possibilities of Robo Killer being AI, it gets a voice and becomes the voice of that new changer? This alone gives a pretty good foundation to having an evil BoonBoomger team. I am gonna keep rolling all over this hill. And I do feel that this episode was good foreshadowing for said event, because remember when Genba gave the mask to our trio? Well, it's likely that at least 2 out of the tree, or maybe all 3, would end up becoming the evil Boomgers themselves. Though I do think that by the end these 3, or at least 2 of them, would end up heel turning to the side of good, the introduction of more movable suits would help these guys in the fight choreography. Remember, Itasha's suit actress is the same suit actress for a lot of recent female Kamen Riders, as well as Jeremy's mom in King Oger. So it's a very wasted opportunity having this level of skill just be wasted on gag acting. The fact that they went out of their way to make Boom Boom Robo Killer a practical suit, and we know it's going to be reoccurring, just gives me hope that this is the direction that we'll end up going. If they find a way to shrink him and he joins into the hijinks of the others, I think it would be additional icing on the cake. To think that all this potential was just because of Taya's interaction with Sosuke and the engines. This is where you start seeing the crossover of it all actually pay off in the show's actual structure. Which here, it just goes a little more organically than how it worked in the Kyoto King Oger crossover. Which seems like the shows are learning from each other as they progress, since once again, those practical suits! The last 2 seasons failed in the evil repaint department by going strictly CG, and that killed a lot of the impact that those fights had. While here, getting that Robo Killer actually gave us a proper fight to match BoonBoomger Robo. That shit was nice. The added fighting style to him pulling out the martial arts? Extra nice. It's a change to the regular show formula while not stripping the identity of the format. We don't need Yarukar sucking up gas and traveling Rainbow Road each episode. Safari and Marine's proper introduction is giving us more character focus, and that is essential to the game before we start getting introduced to Boom Violet in a couple of weeks. Which I know some people are going to be wanting to hear more about my speculation regarding him, but listen, I was out all last week and didn't get to see the suit until I came back on Friday, with me seeing Boom Boom Diesel on Saturday thanks to Dawson Ryder's thumbnail and spoiling the shit for me, but it is what it is. The suit, however, I hate that suit currently. As of right now, it's the worst suit of the set, but I'll reserve that for talking forms during the actual episode debut of Boon Violet. As for this episode, great setups and payoffs with great potential in the future if it goes the way that I hope it does. Either way, those are my thoughts. What are yours? What did you think about this week's Hashirangers? Soundwave, with that beat, Genba being the best Boomger and AI in my Sentai. Anyway, that's it for me. See you next time, and I'll catch you real boom.